Welcome to Cellulin Science for Everyone. My name is Roger. I'm a scientist living in Montreal, and this is my channel where we talk every day about science that may interest you. So let's talk about Venus. Recently, we have been talking a lot about life in other planets. We have talked about possible life in Mars, Enceladus, and other moons on the solar system, but we have always left Venus, our twin planet. Why? Well, the surface of Venus, it can be described easily as hell, really high pressure, really high temperature. But for the last years, it has raised the possibility that there would be life on the clouds. If we go high enough, we will face an environment similar to Earth regarding pressure and temperatures. So why we do think that there could be life on the clouds of Venus? Well, because on Earth we have life on the clouds. So we have a lot of fungi, a lot of bacteria, and also algae. But the question is, can life survive without a surface, only floating around? Coming up next, we're going to try to answer these questions with the literature that is available on PubMed. As always, links below. September 2020, an astonishing paper is published in Nature Astronomy. A group of scientists has identified phosphine gas in the clouds of Venus. Phosphine gas could be produced either by an unknown chemical reaction or by live organisms, like is the case here on Earth. The general media reported on this astonishing discovery, but the scientific community took these results with a little bit of skepticism. Several groups reanalyzed the data, and in January 2021, another paper was published in the Astrophysical Journal. They reached different conclusions. What was previously identified as phosphine, the new analysis suggested that it was sulfur dioxide, a really common gas on Venus' atmosphere that has no relation, is not a proxy of life. So what's the conclusion? Well, it's still a huge open question. There is a lot of controversy, and unfortunately we have kind of two sides. Okay, so how would life survive on Venusian atmosphere? Well, there is a nice paper published in 2021 in the journal Astrobiology in which they describe a possible cycle of microorganisms living on the Venusian atmosphere. Well, on Earth, microbes live inside water droplets on the atmosphere, and then with time these droplets grow bigger and then they fall to the Earth's surface, which is a really nice place to live. Well, on Venusian atmosphere, on this paper, they proposed that life could survive on sulfuric acid droplets at a higher altitude with a similar pressure and temperature than Earth's surface. With time, these droplets would grow bigger, like happened on Earth, and then they would fall. But of course, if they fall to the surface of Venus, they would die because the surface of Venus is really, really hot. So what they propose is that they fall to another layer of Venusian atmosphere, a layer where the temperature is quite higher. They propose between 70 and 190 degrees Celsius. And as the droplets is falling, temperature is increasing, and then the microbe would change the metabolism to a metabolism similar to the spores on Earth. At a critical point, the temperature would rise quite a bit, and then the droplets would evaporate. They would be smaller, and then they would rise again to the atmosphere, higher layers, and as they rise, the microbes would change against the metabolism, and they would recover from this state of latency, this state of desiccation of a spore, and this would be the cycle. Instead of falling to Venusian surface, they would fall to another layer of the Venusian atmosphere with better conditions than the surface itself. So, is this plausible with what we know? Well, we know that the spores of microbes on Earth are able to survive high temperatures. Here is an example of a paper in which bacteria spores are exposed to really harsh conditions. They are exposed to temperatures higher than 400 degrees, and a huge percentage of spores are viable after these high temperatures. Thanks to all these experiments, hypotheses, theories, the focus of attention of where we are looking for life is shifting. We keep looking for life on Mars and on the icy moons of the gas giants, but NASA is going to launch a mission to Venus quite soon. So let's see what they find out.